Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today I wanted to show a demo of how to configure Active Directory on domain controller. We have DC1 as one of the domain controller, and then whenever we create any Active Directory users, we have PC1 as where virtual PC1 where we will test all the users created. We'll try to log in. First of all, domain join, and then after that, we'll try to log in and then see how it reacts. So first thing first, since this is a configuration from the beginning, we do need to configure a couple things first. Since it doesn't really have any internet access, so let's give it a static IP. So let's do ncpa.cpl. This will open up the Ethernet properties, and you want to configure IPv4. In our domain controller, we always need to give it a static IP address, simply because of the fact that you don't want your domain controller to have IP address that's always changing. So we don't want to utilize DHCP server for the IP address. So we need to reserve a static IP address. So let's give it a 1.10, and the subnet max should be default 255. Default gateway, our router's IP address is 168.1.1. That's the gateway value. And for the DNS part, you always want to give DNS value as your IP address of the domain controller. That way, it points itself. Since a lot of the device will be domain joining to this and will rely on whatever happens on DC1, all the synchronization. This part helps us to be consistent and won't break any features, pretty much to avoid any bugs and delay. So that's the reason why you want to use static IP address, and then your DNS should be your primary IP address of the domain controller. So .1.10 and alternate DNS server. Let's say if you have domain controller 2, you could use that domain controller 2's IP address as alternative DNS server. Since we don't have it in our cases, we can just leave it blank. So let's hit OK. OK, close. So let's do some testing first. Let's go to command prompt, ping 1.1. global DNS. Seems to be working. Let's ping our router 192.168.1.1. Our DNS or our router is working as well. Let's ping our DNS 192.168.1.10. It's also working. However, if we were to type ping google.com, it shouldn't work because it hasn't resolved yet. Google.com. Yeah, it hasn't. Could not find host. The DNS hasn't resolved yet. First, let's go to server manager. When we add Active Directory as a roles and feature, and then when we do domain join, it should fairly give us the internet. So first, let's go to manage, add roles and feature. This is where we will add Active Directory feature. So you can just skip through this, go to next. This is the part where you will download or add feature called Active Directory. There are a bunch of things that you could do, but in our cases, since we're utilizing Active Directory, you can click Active Directory domain service and then add feature, hit next, and then install. It's going to take some time to install, and then we have to configure it after it finishes. So let's give it some time. Okay, now the installation happened, so we can just close this tab, and then you see this notification icon. Click on that, and then when the feature is downloaded, you should promote these servers as a domain controller. Since we're promoting this for the first time, just hit promote these servers as a domain controller. Now this is where we can add one of the domain name that we can utilize. So in our cases, I have a GoDaddy domain. I'll use that. So Susan, this is this website. This is one of my domain name on DNS. So or actually you need to add a new for it. Since we're configuring domain controller for the first time, you want to do add a new forest, not add a domain controller to an existing domain. This service you utilize if you already have primary domain controller and you want to create another domain controller. That's when you'll add your domain name using this feature. But for now, we'll use add a new forest. So this is where I use my name dot website. Hit next. Now it'll tell me to create a password. Okay, I'll use one of the password. All right, hit next. I'll just keep hitting next. Now I should give you one of the domain name. All right, this is the domain name that we have. Hit next. Keep hitting next, next. It's validating all the prerequisites for domain controller. Okay, now let's install. This process should take some time. Let's be patient. All right, once the configuration part happens, you should see something like this where it needs to sign out and then restart the computer. This part also gonna take some time, so be patient as well. So the Windows has restarted automatically, so it should take some time. All right, guys, after some times, you should see this window. I could just click through. There you go. We have joined our domain. So susan.admin, that's what you should see. You can type in your credential. Oh, it did say that your password has expired, so it will ask you to create new one. Do that as well. This has been changed, so it should open up the Windows server, Windows Manager. So yeah, there we go. We have Active Directory configured. If we take a look at tools, this is where you can utilize Active Directory. If you go right here, users and computers, when you click that, you should be able to see your Active Directory. So this is what Active Directory looks like if you're using on-prem.